Okay, guys, welcome to our Peacemaker episodes 4 and 5 review. Joe was absent for 4. He's back now, and we just watched the episodes back to back for the Need I Say Door, which is episode 4, which leads right into Back to the Suture, episode 5. What did you guys think of the Peacemaker 4 and 5?
Still entertaining. I like it. I'm still sad for Adrian. They're not giving him anything to goddamn do this whole thing. I thought they were gonna do something with him, but
references
nothing.
to is there another me in the other universe, and Manta facts, Crow facts, all these.
But this
facts.
whole season he's done nothing.
He's done nothing. Yeah,
nothing, and I feel bad. But like everything else, I do like.
Hopefully he does something in these last 3 episodes.
Yeah, the great addition with fucking Tim. Tim's always making me fucking laugh. He's great.
Tim
Love
Meadows.
it. Yeah, but it's still a good show. I'm enjoying it.
I got bored with both of these episodes.
Yeah.
There's some parts where I did like. I think that 5 is better than 4 for me.
5 is definitely better than 4.
Yeah.
4 almost felt like a little bit more of it, not necessarily a filler. 3 was definitely a filler. I think we all agreed on that.
Yes.
Even though people disagreed with us, I think they came around and started to agree with us. I was looking at the comments.
How many episodes of this are there?
So there's 8 total episodes. There's 3 episodes left.
When you only have 3 episodes, it's really hard to have episodes that feel like we're not really pushing things forward. We're not developing things that are important. And, you know, we grew up in an era where TV shows had 13, 26 episodes a season.
I miss that.
And, like, we had time to develop some of these things. And I think
it'd be okay if this was that,
totally
right?
fine. But when we have 8, it's just like we're getting to the point where, like, we've resolved Michael Rooker's character, and it felt like kind of a monumental waste of time other than, like, a weird little reveal that
I love that. I love
it's
that.
like he was just – but it's like we've got Tim Meadows doing, like, kind of the quirky thing. Michael Rooker's doing the kind of the quirky thing, and we're just not – nothing's actually pushing the series plot itself forward. Like, we've almost completely ignored the whole multiverses for these 2 episodes, which is kind of the whole point of what I've seen so far of season 2 of Peacemaker. So I was definitely getting kind of bored and did pick up a little bit towards the end. And I'm just hoping these last 3 are kind of, you know, they've got to be bangers. Otherwise, I think I'm going to be disappointed.
I think the last 3 are bangers. I agree somewhat. I mean, I think I liked the episodes a little bit more. I wasn't bored. I was honestly going back and watching these 2 Peacemakers. I've seen them twice now. As compared to something like Alien Earth, which was doing amazing, and then the writing has started to fall apart, and the stupid situations and the motivations and the happenstances. You know, you come to something like this where everything is written far better, and the motivations are there, the characters are driven, they're making decisions that are based upon what we know about them, and their backstories, their trauma, all this other stuff. So you could kind of see the difference in writing, and so it makes me look upon these episodes as better. But I do think 4 was kind of spinning its wheels a little bit again. But 5 is when we finally gain traction. 5 is okay. We are moving on with the plot. Chris has finally given up on the current universe, and after asking Hardcore one last time whether their relationship meant anything at all, their one night stand, and she basically is just mad at him for coming.
Nope, I was
there,
drunk.
and she tells him, clearly lying, tells him that it didn't mean anything, and that was the last straw for him in order to go into the new universe. Meanwhile, we have, the Michael Rooker character getting his resolution. I thought this was hilarious. At first, I thought he was just this kooky old dude appropriating.
Me too. I was like, holy shit, he's got powers.
But he reveals towards the end of episode 4 that he actually has some powers that he taps into. It does a rain dance. It's hilarious to see Michael Rooker do this dancing. And finds their location on his own, and then in episode 5, it pays off in a glorious way, and it turns out that Economos, who literally made up a story because he knocked the dude over, preventing him from killing Eagly. Oh yeah, there's another eagle. The other eagle hit you. He's like, that's impossible. Eagles are solitary creatures unless it is the prime eagle. And he's like, yeah. Because then you think the old man's making shit up so that he covers up that he fucked up. And then it turns out that that's actually actually real. And I love this. I love this for Eagly, that he is a special eagle. He is a
because I was
prime
kind of
eagle with
sad. I was like,
power.
oh no. It's like now Chris is really gonna leave this universe.
Yeah, so and he does bring Eagly with him, and I like that fact. He's like, "You ready for another adventure?" And they go into the new universe, and in fact, they go to fight a kaiju in the new universe. You know, off screen, we see the aftermath of the kaiju fight, which is the same kaiju from Superman. So that must mean that there's no Superman in that universe. There is the top trio, as they call them. So I thought that was cool. And then fucking RICK Flagg Sr. finally getting his hands on Peacemaker, beating the shit out of him. That man was gonna beat him to death, and it's brutal. It's awesome. There's one shot where he fucking knees him into the wall. I'm like, God damn, did they use CGI for that? Because that looked like it was, you know.
John Cena doesn't
John
stunts.
Cena.
He's a wrestler.
Shit, that particular one had to be CGI. You got fucked up. But then it's revealed. I'm not sure I quite buy it. I mean, yeah, it could go either way. He said, I'm doing this not just for thrills. I was doing that on purpose to lead him to believe that I'm getting messy, and maybe he won't notice that I'm tailing him and find where he really is hiding out.
I kind of don't, because again, if I forgot the red-haired guy.
Red-haired guy?
Economos?
Economos.
Yes, Economos. He booked him, so then they had to let him go.
They had to let him go. That's
So
right.
they
And so
didn't-
she walks in, says, "Hey, Economos booked him."
Yes.
And so he kind of stops beating on him, and kind of gives him the out there. Yeah, it can go, like I said, go
It
either
is a
way.
personal vendetta, yes, without a doubt. But I don't think that was his entire plan.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted, they knew where the door was for like the first 3 episodes. They could have gone there. I mean, with more than 4 dudes that lost to a fucking eagle.
The Tim Meadows character, which Hughley or something like that, he is seeming to start to get an arc to himself. He's I'm noticing the camera kind of lingering on his reaction shots. He notices, RICK Flagg Sr. having this vendetta, just kicking this guy's ass, turning off all the cameras, and he doesn't seem like he approves. Later on, when Economos actually books him, preventing the murder, he's like, "It's good that you did that," and he's being sincere, and he gives him the little head nod. Yeah. And if you remember when they first introduced him, he's like, "How do you want me to greet you?" And he's like, "I don't know, a head nod." And so it kind of completes that. So now it seems like Tim Meadows might be starting to be friendly towards the 11th Street kids eventually. Apparently, the fucking cyborg chick, she's revealed to be a cyborg chick, his RICK Flagg Sr. second in command. And apparently she gets turned on when you're committing war crimes, when you're beating a prisoner to death. She gets turned on because she likes it. She supports him, and they're having some kind of romantic chemistry. And Tim Meadows also picks up on that as well. Tim Meadows' character, he notices it, but he still does his job. Hey, we found Peacemaker. Thankfully, they get there. They do not get there in time. Chris basically closes the portal behind him. Judo Master God damn it, man, this motherfucker in his Cheetos. This man should have a big ass belly like I do, with how many fucking times this guy's eating Cheetos all the guys.
That's why he trained so hard, so he could have a fucking bag of Cheetos. But again, like he said, I don't care for this character. They should have.
Judo Master is a shitty character.
Yeah,
I think
curious what they're going to do with him.
And I want him gone.
You want him gone? I have a feeling that if Judo Master, this Asian, this munchkin man, he's going to be the first one that notices something's wrong with his universe. And we need a way to separate Chris from his new family and look at his new family differently. What if his new family ends up killing Judo Master? And then it's like, holy fuck. No, I mean, like, killing. You need that separation. Obviously, he wouldn't care if
exactly.
Judo.
Like, if it was
Judo's
Chris,
an asshole to him all the time.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, kill us. Like, oh, finally, this guy's fucking gone. But again, if it was like anyone else in the team, then I guess that would have driven a bigger wedge.
11th Street kids for sure.
Yes.
But I'm wondering if Chris has a big enough heart to realize, oh, fuck, maybe these guys aren't the good guys, because Judah's not necessarily a bad guy. There's gray area there.
Yeah.
But in this universe, they don't give a fuck about gray area. They just, you know, go in and kill. So that sets up. I do think ultimately, at least I hope, that these last episodes, which are directed by James Gunn and written by James Gunn, these next 3 are going to go whoop back up. Because even if they do, there's no doubt the middle of the season sagged. The 3-4, and then 5 started to pick back up. But even with that sagging, I still enjoy these characters a lot. I still think the writing is of top quality. I still think a lot of the jokes work. It's just a feel-good thing to watch. And whereas first season was more Peacemaker, the costumed hero, this one's definitely Chris, the human behind the mask, and dealing with his motivations, trauma, and being, and so I find that really, really cool. Season 1, season 2, honestly, if it resolves well, I think you're done. I mean, I guess you can have a 3rd season with him officially being a hero fighting bad guys in the current universe. But then it would kind of seem
2's fine,
right? You think 2's fine for Peacemaker?
Yeah,
I really love these characters, and I love that James Gunn is having so much fun.
And that's how you want to remember them. And then they're going to drag it on.
They're going to drag it out.
And you're like, oh, this is not what I wanted. And that's where you get
I think it's going to resolve, at least I hope so, satisfyingly. I'd be okay with 2 seasons. It's probably best at 2 seasons. But I do feel like if it does well, I don't know the viewership numbers. I think they don't release them as much anymore. But I do think they'll probably keep it going because it's his outlet to be able to do anything that he wants. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it overall. And let's go ahead and give final verdicts to...
4?
Let's go back to 4 and give me 4 and 5.
For 4, I'm gonna go with the 6. I thought it was above average. I was entertained. I liked the jokes. I think John Cena's fucking killing it.
Judas Master fight.
Yeah, I don't. It was a scuffle, whatever.
Scuffle, yeah.
But I think John is like great. Especially with these emotional scenes and stuff.
And
like,
let me say, Adebayo is doing a great job too. I totally believe.
I love the cast.
The cast is great, and she like when she smiles, you could tell she's got a good heart.
She's grown on me a lot.
She's grown on me a lot she's a cutie too.
So that one, for me, 6, and then I would say probably 7. Almost, I would say 7.
5 better than 4?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a 5 and then a 6. It just 4 was all right. Stuff happened. Things happened for like the sake of happening. It felt like we were filling 60 minutes versus kind of pushing anything forward. But it was funny enough that I didn't have a bad time.
Yeah, going back, let me see if I've got my rating here. Damn, I don't have my rating for 3. Because I felt like 3 was that spinning the wheels.
It's not a filler. We don't know what filler means.
No, that shit was a filler. I'm going to fuck what y'all say who are really enjoying the show. But then I watched next week, and then the next week. This is 2 weeks ago. They started to agree with this on the forums and in Reddit and all these other places. So it was good to see that. But it's sagging a little bit here in the middle. But I can tell as soon as it goes through that door, as soon as... Harcourt resolves to get her friend back, and the crew is back together, and they do the slow-mo walk to the rock music. That I'm like, damn, this is good. And that's actually where they ended. I think the episodes that they show all the press. So the last 3 they want to keep real close. They haven't shown anybody. So now we're in new uncharted territory. So for Need I Say Door, which is episode 4, I liked it. But I agree with everything that Alex said. It's I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. I think it's slightly above average TV. And then back to the suture, being able. I liked seeing. I just love that this man is persistent and determined, and he loves Harcourt. You can tell that he's in love with her because he goes knowing that this place is under surveillance. He's like, I didn't mind kids, and then playing soccer, and then I just like some fun sequences here. And while there wasn't all this big action and shit, other than RICK Flagg Sr. beating his ass up, I felt like it was advancing the plot in satisfying ways and getting us going. And then the subplot I just found so adorable. The eagerly stuff and the Michael Rooker's character. What's his name? Saint John's, whatever.
Red Saint Wild.
Red Saint Wild. So I liked seeing the end of that. And assumedly, Red Saint Wild's dead because Eagerly puts a fucking finger. And Peacemaker's like, I'm going to pretend that you found that somewhere. Because I can't deal with that right now.
I thought it was a dick at the first because we had just Judas Master had just told Tim Meadows like I'll rip your dick off, and I was like, oh man,
he has a tiny little dick. But yeah, so I like that one a lot. So I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 for that one, and that was Back to the Suture. So we're here in the last 3 episodes, and I can't wait to see it. So they just revealed the title of the first of the 3. They're still keeping the other 2 tight. The first one is Ignorance is Chris. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is Chris. So this might be the reveal of how he has been ignorant to how fucked up this world is. Maybe by the end, it's revealed at the end of the next episode. Oh shit! These people crossed the line. Like this is definitely. He's gonna get hints of it throughout the episode.
Judas Master over there.
Boom! Now. At the end, something goes down, and then that would be cool. I like that pacing, and then the last 2 kind of resolves that world, and then coming back into our current world. Yeah. So this, so that's September 25th, then October 2nd, then October 9th. So it doesn't end till about early October. And I am very much looking forward to that. The DCU is off to a good and hot start with Superman, with Creature Commandos, which we recommend you watch. It's good. It's on HBO Max as well. If you're watching Peacemaker, you should watch that if you haven't already. And then Supergirl's been doing well, filming, and that is almost done. And they recently got news that they are also fast-tracking another TV series, one more TV series, and I would like to believe that it is Mr. Terrific. That's what I'm hoping it is, because that character was one of the best characters from Superman, and I'd love to see a whole series with this guy doing his cool-ass sarcastic quibs and smart shit. That would be fucking fun. There were rumors that they wanted to do a Jimmy Olsen series. I'm not interested in Jimmy Olsen and all the girls. That was a pretty weak plot. Yeah.
What about Clayface?
Yeah, Clayface is still it's filming, moving along really nicely. Me personally, I'll tell you how I feel about it. I'm not excited. You know what I mean? I want that trailer to impress me. In the Batman animated series, the Clayface stuff is really good.
Like body horror kind of thing. So
I don't think they'll push it far enough for me to care about the body horror. But
I care more about Clayface than I do Supergirl. So
that's wild.
Well, because it was the stuff they're basing on from the Batman animated series was good, and Supergirl is.
Well, I've read that
cream. That cream
to have you borrow my Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow book and maybe you'll change your mind. Yeah, so that's and then of course the news that we fast tracked the Superman sequel, the team up with Lex Luthor and Superman.
So you Supergirl cameo? No.
I think in this one it's Lex Luthor. That's my cameo prediction. Lex Luthor. I don't think Superman, they had a perfect opportunity to do Superman right here when he mentioned the kaiju. They didn't on purpose, probably because, this world is wacky and it's missing like the Paragon. It's missing the symbol of hope, and the trio is the one that takes Superman's place and everybody looks up to them. Or maybe they killed off Superman back in the day because he was fighting against this oppression or whatever it's going to be revealed to be. But if it's going to be revealed at all, it has to, right? Because there's still a small chance. But with a title like Ignorance is Chris, come on. That there's definitely something going on there that he is combing over. Right at the end.
Superman where he landed in Russia.
That'd be fucking sweet. That's Red Sun. That deserves its whole
That's why we don't
series.
See things over there.
That's an Elseworld story that would be really cool.
Which is an Elseworld. He is an
Elseworld. Joe, Elseworld stories means all of the Elseworlds.
Well, there's a different portal.
Not just one alternate one. All right, well, that's it for this one, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Put your predictions down below on what you think is going to happen and how it's going to wrap up. And do you agree with this? You think, the middle of the season kind of was like, all right, it's like, let's get going. And while I agree, I actually have no problem with the fact, and I've said this before in previous reviews, that the stakes are not as high as in season 1. That this is more a personal story of Chris and his journey and his need to be a hero and his moral compass. I love that, and I think it's cool. And it's like, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, his stories are small until they get out of control. And
we already did that first season. Like, you saved the universe. Now let's just bring it back down.
I know, but some people might think, well, this is lame and small, and where's all the stakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But not every superhero story has to have those kinds of stakes, as long as you have really good characters that you care about and what happens to them.
To be honest, those stakes don't make any fucking sense 99% of the time if you have a superhero universe that's connected, because Peacemaker would not even be a major player under any circumstance. He would be ignored by people who actually fucking matter.
Right.
So it's like you
MCU
have to
does,
have the defenders and stuff, like where you have these realistic, like you have to have them because it's the only believable place for these people to be. If the world is at threat, we're not ever going to look at Peacemaker because he's literally a piece of shit compared to heroes that are this big.
It's like,
and
where's
God's
the
on
Justice
Earth.
League?
Yeah.
Where's the Justice
Oh,
Gang?
we have gods on Earth. Why are we looking at this little fucking dude? It's like, well, I want to look at that dude, so let's do the things that he does. Yeah. So it's like, it totally makes sense to do ground level stuff.
And I think James Gunn gets that. And James Gunn also in the podcast was interesting stuff. That's when he revealed that Dave Bautista was the original. He wrote Peacemaker for Dave Bautista.
Poor Dave
but
Bautista.
Dave Bautista could not do it because he was doing Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. He really wanted to do it.
The cyborg zombies?
Yeah.
Stupid.
But he also said that John Cena is knocking it out of the park. He's doing way better than I could have ever done, he said. And I agree. I couldn't see anybody else as Peacemaker except for John Cena. But James also mentioned that's fine because there could be other roles for David that we're looking for. And he also mentioned, and Rooker was sitting right next to him, and he was mentioning, are there other roles for me? And he's like, yeah, And Rooker was like, I know. And they talked about the story where he agreed to do this as a favor because the original actor that was doing this Indian role that didn't work out. And so he agreed to do it if he would say that there's a possibility he could play somebody else. But I don't know who Rooker can play somebody else in the DCU.
Who's the Dr. Hugo Strange? Now that Batista's skinny, I would love to see him play Dr. Hugo Strange as a Batman.
Kind of got that head and that face, and put them glasses on him. It'd be really weird. Be interesting. That's what people are predicting for Batman Part 2. Because recently Matt Reeves said something like the villain is something people thought is not possible and you wouldn't expect the villain to be. So one of the guesses was Hugo Strange because we've not seen him before. So I'm curious who the villain is going to be in Batman 2
Mr. Freeze, but the good Batman animated series Mr. Freeze, not real Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Bring back Danny DeVito.
But the freaking Peacemaker podcast is badass. I highly recommend y'all watch it, and because it gives you a lot of the behind the scenes stuff in each of the bits. And just funny ass stories, and it's really, really awesome. So, anyways, that's how this particular episode went down. Once again, leave your comments down below, and we will see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.